All right, let's get on with the show. So we're now, I guess, pretty much going to Sydney for the next hour and a half, starting off with the wonderful Cullen, who is down at the Legal Home Loans office, I think somewhere in the middle of Sydney. I came across Cullen thanks to the world that is social media maybe 2 years ago, I think, Cullen, and we ended up having a coffee in Sydney, and I've had lots of great friendships with him as a result of that chance meeting on a platform. And it's ironic that I'm pretty sure he's here to talk about the exact same platform today, the world of LinkedIn. So let's bring Cullen to the Zoom floor. I'm going to step off the Zoom floor, and hopefully this works somewhat seamlessly, Cullen, and if not, we're getting very good at improvising while we try and sort it out in the middle.
All right, can everyone hear me? All right, I think everyone can hear me. It's great to be here, everyone. Good to be part of the Lawyer Happy Club conference and retreat. We wanted to talk to you about how to win at LinkedIn. So many of you know me as probably the annoying guy on LinkedIn, and we love using the actual app that is LinkedIn. Now, there's a lot of great ways you can use it, so we just wanted to go through and present. So we'll be covering a few things: LinkedIn reach, my unlikely journey here and how we actually use the platform, your persuasion stack as lawyers and obviously using social media, our LinkedIn journey, and most importantly, how to win on LinkedIn, the top 10 gems, and any questions at the end. So LinkedIn is a very powerful platform, and some of these statistics show it. One of my favorites is LinkedIn is responsible for 64% of all visits from social media to corporate websites. And 80% of LinkedIn members want to connect with companies that want to enhance their experience and deal with them. So it's obviously, as you all know, it's very powerful, but we love to use it. But my unlikely journey getting to here and actually using LinkedIn and legal home loans, obviously I'm from Albury-Wodonga, if anyone knows where that is. It's a border town on New South Wales, Victoria, and good to see the borders opened up now. People think I'm from Xavier College, but I actually went to Xavier High School, Albury. I'm very big on Anthony Robbins. I got into him when I was about 12 or 13 years old. I started off doing magic. I was very shy when I was 12 or 13, started using magic to come out of my shell, and I got my first job at Big W. Then started, funnily enough, physics as a first study point. And then that turned into radiography. So that's not me in the picture, by the way, and I don't know how to become a certified X-ray is, but I was a radiographer back in the day. And then I wasn't living an inspired life doing that. I got told, Cullen, you got to tone it down. You can't be too happy in a hospital. So I kind of switched to hospitality, and I eventually became a guest experience manager at the Four Seasons Hotel. And I was looking after high expectation clients like John Cleese, Lady Gaga, and that was pretty exciting, which then prepared me for when I finished my MBA and started at Macquarie and my journey in finance. And then 2 years after, my business partner and I, Andrew Johnson, we started Legal Home Loans, which is the 4th of May, 2018, which is apparently Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, which was quite exciting. And it was then I really started to use LinkedIn and took it to the next level, basically. But it kind of leads me, and why am I explaining that? Because I wanted to talk about, before we get into LinkedIn stuff, your persuasion stack. Now, you're all very savvy at what you do, and I'm a follower of all your content out there. Many of you are using LinkedIn and the socials very well. And those that are using what they're called their persuasion stack. So everyone has one. Basically, all your life experiences and the things that you are good at make you a weapons grade, influencer in some way. Now, because of my experiences working in hotels, dealing with anatomy and videos that I had to make at Macquarie and whatnot. It gave me kind of a unique persuasion stack when I came to broking, because I was able to do videos and social media quite well, relate with people, and also deal with some challenging type people as well from my experience. So they all lead to a unique persuasion stack. And if you write down after this all the things you are good at, including law, and put them in a list, you will have a very, very unique persuasion stack, which will make you very different to anyone else out there. And you can combine that into the LinkedIn world that we're going to talk about. Now, this was our LinkedIn journey back in the day. I'm not going to play a video because they don't really do well on Zoom, but this is Andrew, my business partner. This was our very first video in July 2018. It was 7 minutes long, and it was far too long. We had sun shining in our eyes, and he was holding up a whiteboard, but we started. And that was our first post, and then it eventually grew to 2 a day. And then eventually at our peak, we were doing 5 to 7 posts a day using LinkedIn alone. And that was able to give us so much traction. Then it came into the 10 different series we've been using on LinkedIn. Most of them we're not doing anymore, but they helped us grow and get to the next level. My favorites has to be the LHL Story series, which we did 2 seasons of. And we've got season 3 coming out. We've got 10 episodes lined up, and the Legends of Law series. So that's basically sort of where we built our journey on LinkedIn too. Now, every business needs this. Before we get into it, you don't need necessarily the best product. You don't necessarily need, if you've got a restaurant, the best chef or the best steak. You actually need a starving crowd. So I always love this marketing concept in anything. You really need to know who your tribe is so you can best serve them. Obviously, we look after lawyers because they're time poor and the banks do it so terribly. So it's basically very easy what we are, but I'm sure you can apply that to your businesses as well. So without further ado, if we get into the how to win on LinkedIn, the 10 gems, these are my top 10, and I've combined them with sort of my love of self-enrichment and whatnot, because everyone who knows me, all my LinkedIn content is positive. I never do anything negative, and that's for a very good reason, because I don't want anyone to associate my brand, Legal Home Loans, or anything about me with negativity. So I very rarely post anything negative. So I would ask you, if everyone, Wayne Dyer, rest in peace, he's one of my mentors, have a mind open to everything and attached to nothing. And any questions at the end, please let me know. So my 10th tip, counting down, is just start. Now, start now, fail often, and enjoy the ride. Seth Godin's a brilliant marketer. And if you haven't got an app on LinkedIn yet, just download it today. It's very easy, like most of your apps. And the first thing I'd advise you to do is just to make sure that you've got your photo organized. I know it sounds very simple, but there's so many people I connect with that don't have their photo organized, which is absolutely crazy. So I'd advise you to definitely get your photos sorted and put it up like a nice professional photo of you, or somewhere where you're doing something in your element, and also a nice background photo as well. Your title should also be very easy to understand. So when someone sees it, they're going to know exactly what you do. And just remember, I find this probably the most important thing on LinkedIn, because every time you comment, people are going to see your photo and your title. So you want something to catch them. You should also put something in there that calls to your tribe. So I've put in there something very simple: finance broker for lawyers, because we've won awards. I'm putting award-winning finance broker for lawyers. So there's some elevation there. But I've also put in my interests, because as old as the day is young, as many people as I speak to, a lot of people reach out to me because of their mutual love of running and reading. And because I put that in there, that outs me as that kind of person. There's some other great winners on here I want to shout out that do it very well. Carly Stebbing has a fantastic profile on LinkedIn. As you can see, your employment lawyer, like very simple. You need to speak to this powerhouse. We've got Lucy Dickens, and shout out to your new book, Lucy. I've ordered it. It's on its way, and I cannot wait to read it. You'll have to sign it for me. And it's time to do law differently. And obviously, she's a fantastic author, great lawyer, and it's very easy to see from that profile. And also Clarissa Rayward, your fearless leader. does it very well. Her brand is very colorful, and instantly I know that here's someone to listen to. And, accredited family lawyer, specialist mediator. So number 1, I know it seems very simple. Number 10, rather, get your photo and get your title sorted on LinkedIn. Number 9, post often and post now, or post now and post often. So I can't tell you how many people said you can only post once on LinkedIn. That is in simple English rubbish. You can post as much as you want, as long as you're posting quality and consistent content. So as long as it's valuable and you're not just being salesy, I would say the good rule is the Pareto principle. And most of you probably know what that is. It's 80-20. So 80% should be quality educational content or fun content. And the other 20% is your call to action sales stuff. Now, a great way to start, and a clubber's challenge to you, is text only. You don't have to have a photo necessarily. You don't have to have a video. I would challenge you for the next week in the morning, do one post in just text. Ask an engaging question or quote, or an authentic statement. It's a really, really powerful way that you can get your message out there. And honestly, look how well James Dappergy, the coffee and a case note lawyer, does, and Lara Wentworth, just text. So definitely use text. Now, the other thing I would say is maybe relate it to a story. You do an all text version of your article, start a poll, share your opinion, give something for free, but definitely use the underestimated text as well. Video killed the article start. I love this. Not enough people use video on LinkedIn. Probably about 5% of people do, but if you use it well, you'll really win big. A challenge to you is you can just do it on your phone, filming you. It looks better if someone else is doing it for you, or you have a tripod with a halo. But you can ask an engaging question or do the top 5 things all lawyers should know, but it doesn't just have to be law related. You can do it on the book reading. Here's Lucy talking about a book she's reading. Lana Waltman talking about an update to a business, and Ricky Rad making an announcement. Now, what I would say is limit it to 60 seconds on your first video, because most people tune out. It's 45% of people stop listening after the first minute. And after 90 seconds, 60% people stop. And after 2 minutes, 80% of people have stopped watching. So 60 seconds is the golden number. Number 7, it is okay to like yourself. Make sure when you post something, you like it. I know that seems really funny and it goes against what people say, but honestly, it's engagement, and the LinkedIn algorithm likes it, and Facebook and Instagram. So the reason why you'd like yourself, you get more than one like. Human psychology, if you're looking through the feed and you see a post with no likes, you're probably not going to like that post. So give it a cheeky like, gives you more exposure. It seeds social engagement. The LinkedIn algorithm will boost your post, and you'll get the advantage of a higher than average baseline of just someone else posting and not actually engaging. Honestly, this is the number one thing I could get you to do other than posting, is like your content. And be sure, a lot of my colleagues on LinkedIn do it as well. And I see a lot of you doing it as well. Make sure you comment and tag people in your post that you want to reach to. That's another thing that you can do as well. So it's okay to like yourself, everyone. Now, be yourself is number 6. This is so important. And Oscar Wilde said it best: be yourself, everyone else is taken. So make sure your content is authentic. I don't do just finance content. I love my books. I love my running. So I do a lot of, I use the articles feature on LinkedIn to do a lot of book reviews. I also use it to track my running and also engage with thoughts that I get on my runs as well. A lot of people know me for the 3-piece I wear because they see that I'm walking around the city in it. And this is probably my favorite thing recently, is the Legends of Law series that we do, is just shouting out other lawyers. It's such a great platform, LinkedIn, to shout out other people, and I love doing it. And I should make a side note: if you are getting photos with people on LinkedIn, the algorithm loves it when you tag them and put them in the write-up. So if you've got a room full of people that you've got a photo with, put them in there and shout them out, because the algorithm absolutely loves that. ABC, always be connecting. This is also very important to me. The original line was always be closing, and I don't agree with that. I think you should always be connecting when you can, because it's such a powerful platform. And the whole point of LinkedIn, and someone told me this on my original journey in anything, using the phone or any medium, the whole point of this platform is to take the online offline. The whole point of LinkedIn for me is obviously to be for omnipresence is one, but to engage with people and get them to engage with me outside of LinkedIn and hopefully grab a coffee and learn more about them. So my clubbers challenge to you is if you can connect with 10 like-minded people a day. Now, obviously you guys are going to be doing a lot more content after this, or I hope you are. And an easy win for you to grow your network on LinkedIn and grow your tribe is to go into the post that you've done, into your feed that you've posted. So you go on your dashboard on LinkedIn, you go to recent posts, scroll through the people that have liked it, and then send them something similar to this message. And it does work, believe me, because they have engaged with you and you've got a mutual connection there. You say, thank you so much for engaging on my post. I would very much like you to add you to my network and honored to be part of yours and looking forward to learning from your updates and stay safe. Honestly, you'll get so many connections with that. It's fantastic. And it's not a salesy message at all. And it's acknowledging the fact that they have engaged with you in the past. Now, I know I had a funny instance with Anne-Marie David. When I first connected with her on LinkedIn, I sent this message and she actually was the first one to call me out on it and go, Cullen, what post did I engage on? And I had to actually find it and send it to her. And now we're connected and I love her content and love meeting her in person at the retreat last year. But definitely only do this if they have engaged on your post. Don't just send it to anyone. Now, one of my favorite features on LinkedIn that not many people know about is the voicemail feature. If you've got LinkedIn now, pick up your phone, go into a message that you sent someone, and when you go into the send message, you'll see it in the bottom right-hand corner. It's a fantastic, let me see if I can bring it up here. I'll go into a new message. Go into the messages. There you go, new message. And I know, Stephen, I'm going to message you. Here's the voicemail feature. It's there. You just hold that button, record a message, and you can send it off. Now, it's a purple cow. Now, a purple cow, Seth Godin says, in a field of cows, you're always going to notice the purple one. And I can't tell you in my LinkedIn journey how many people send me those blocks of text. And I've been guilty of it when I started, sending those blocks of text to people. Send a voicemail instead. Honestly, you'll get 3 reactions. 1, I can't believe you can send voicemails on LinkedIn. Second, this is fantastic and I'd love to grab a coffee or what have you. And third, send me whatever article you want to send me. If that's the case, you're offered to send something. But the main one is that of surprise, and they'll always remember their first voicemail that they get. So use it as well. LinkedIn tells you when people's birthdays are, when people experience, when you're connecting with them, when on their work anniversaries, promotions. Women in Law just came out, so I've been doing a lot of voicemails and just catching up. A great one when you connect. Here's an easy win for you is, hi, thanks so much for connecting. Loved your Lawyers Weekly article. We should grab a coffee real soon and look forward to learning more from your updates. Stay safe. Boom. Easy. People will remember it. Honestly, you'll win big if you use the voicemail feature. Anyone who's old enough like me to not remember who this guy is, number 3 is B. Columbo. Now, Columbo was a famous TV detective that always used to, it's similar to Scooby-Doo, he'd always find out who the villain is. But when he was talking to the villain, doing the big soliloquy, he'd just ramble on and then he'd walk out the door and then he'd say, by the way, or one more thing. I can't tell you how powerful this particular skill set is when you're leaving messages for people on LinkedIn. It's a really nice, subtle way of just, requesting something or wanting to send something over to them. So a really great way to use the by the way on LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook is, thanks so much for connecting. Loved your Lawyers Weekly article. We should grab a coffee soon. Yeah. But you say, by the way, we've recently come out with our latest article on Rosati versus Johnson. If you're a lawyer, that's not a real article, by the way. And let me know when you'd like me to send it your way. And again, you're going to get, thank you. I've never received a voicemail before. This is incredible. Love to grab a coffee and send me your article. I had an insolvency lawyer that came to me when I was helping him with some stuff. And he said, Cullen, I really want to reach this guy. How do I do it? Didn't know how to use LinkedIn properly. Didn't know the voicemail feature. He then sent that message, pretty much exactly this message, and he got those responses, and now he's onboarded him as a client. Very powerful for reaching out to people. Pay it forward. I cannot stress this enough. Give, and then ask for business. When you are meeting someone for the first time off LinkedIn, be sure to always be thinking, and I always do this even if I'm meeting with them off LinkedIn or not, who can I connect this person to that they would get value from this? So if they're an insolvency lawyer, do they need to reach insurers? If they're an employment lawyer, do they need employment cases? Or do they like accountants for their business because they do a lot of wills and estates and they get a lot of value from accountants? So this is something definitely that you would be able to do quite easily. So always be thinking what 3 people you could do. And again, I'm going to use the voicemail feature here. When you do it, go into the LinkedIn, go into the voicemail feature, and then you can click, when you click on message, you can always also add another person. So after you've met with someone and tell them you're going to do it, say, look, I really want to add value to you. I really want to introduce you to some people. I'm going to introduce you to this person. And then you do it on LinkedIn, do it via the voicemail feature. And you leave a message by say, hi, Jennifer, lovely meeting you earlier. Wanted to connect you with Trevor, who's a network of accountants or what have you. And I know you're in desperate need of a lawyer. Here's the lawyer, Jennifer, and I'll leave you both to connect and then leave the group. Very, very powerful. And if you want me to show you how to do any of this, message me after and we can do a couple of practice sessions. But believe me, if you are known as the person who introduces people, they will introduce you eventually, or business will come your way as a result of it. And this one I'm very excited about. I want you all in your pods or groups to create a LinkedIn Clubbers pod. Now, stick with the people who pull you out pull the magic out of you, not the madness. Now, you can definitely do this. Step 1, in your groups, if you can download Telegram, get it on your phone, download Telegram. That's step 1. Then step 2, get everyone to do it. So someone's got to probably lead this. Get the Telegram group. And then one person create a group called LinkedIn or social media sharing. And I can screenshot this for anyone who needs it. And then what happens is all the clubbers in that group start sending your links and start engaging. So what that will do, when you post something, share it to your group, and then everyone will engage on it. And what will happen is the LinkedIn algorithm will see 20 likes and it will automatically boost it to the top of the feed. All the big LinkedIn players are using their network of like-minded people to do this. I'd urge you to do it in your clubbers group, because you guys are a tribe of like-minded people that want to see each other succeed. So download Telegram, join a group, and make sure you put in some rules like everyone posts at 8 o'clock and we'll all engage. And make sure you don't just be posting, not engaging. Make sure you post and always engage on other people's content. When we started on LinkedIn and I started reaching out to people, one guy said to me, Cullen, I'll reach out to you if you're still in business after the Royal Commission. I've also had comments to say, Cullen, you post too much, or I don't like your content. You are going to get people who probably don't like you when you rise above. It doesn't matter. Love me or hate me, at least now you know me. And it's all about adding value. Your tribe will follow you. Another thing I want to say is it's not who you know, it's who knows you. That's the most important thing. And also too, the people that are going to be wanting to do business with you eventually may not be engaging. Lawyers as a demographic for us very rarely or don't really engage on our content, but they watch. And it's not very uncommon for me to have lawyers reach out to me and say, Cullen, I want to talk to you. They've never engaged. They've never commented, but they watch. And it's something to always consider. So even if you aren't getting traction at the start, so important. And I just want to leave you. Sometimes we need a little magic. And I think, oh, there we go. I wanted to finish with just a little bit of magic for you. There you go. Thank you so much. And I'm welcome to have any questions, Clarissa and the group.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm just quite quickly turning a mic on because you finished far too quickly and I was enjoying my coffee, so I'm back.
Sorry, I wanted to go for the 30 minutes, 25 minutes for you.
Cullen, I now can't hear you because I've taken my earphone out, but I really, really enjoyed that. And there was a slide towards the end there, and I'll get this wrong, but it's the thing I'm going to take from that. Love me or hate me, at least you now know me. Is that right?
That's great.
That was it. So there's so many great tips. That was like a pile of content that Cullen just slammed into the 25 minutes I gave him. So thank you for like that to there. But that was one of the most helpful tutorials I've had on LinkedIn ever. So well done. You are nailing it on LinkedIn. The thing I'd also say about Cullen is he lives everything that he says, and in a very genuine way. And I think this is what's really important is sometimes there can be a perception that because we're on social media and we're really trying to build our businesses, that it's not coming from a genuine place, and it always is. And I think that's what I've really loved watching Cullen and coming to get to know him over the last year and a half, is that he's just out there like all of us, experimenting, trying, having a go, working out what works. And it's worked for you, hasn't it? Like, you have literally taken that brand from a non-existent brand to a really well-known brand in our industry in a short space of time by just showing up consistently and not making it about them, making it about us, his ideal clients. I think we can all learn a lot from that. Now, as I said, I can't hear, but Cullen, there might be some questions from the team on the call in the chat box. So if you have a look at your happy chat box, I'm going to find an earpiece so I can hear as well. And if you want to answer any of those questions, please feel free to do that right now while I find an earpiece.
All right, sounds good there, Clarissa.
Should have kept it in, shouldn't
I? Lucy, I don't know where the tinsel went. Someone took it from me, so apologies for that. I want it to be more colourful today. I got a little bit of colour here. Here we go. There you go. I haven't got any questions. Yes, I did shout out your book. Thanks, Lucy. One of the things I also get is just while we're talking is what is too much content. And there's a guy on LinkedIn, and his name's Edward Zia, who is a powerhouse on LinkedIn, and he says it quite well, because he posts 10 to 12 times a day, even more. And some of us would consider that excessive. And he probably experienced it when he first started doing it, 20% reduction in his connections. People were just dropping. But what ended up happening was he ended up getting more connections because his tribe actually started following him. And it's not uncommon for me that I'm connected with someone, and even one of a close colleague or what have you, someone disconnects from me. And because they're just getting my content too much, or it's showing up too much. I would say don't get offended by that, because that's just showing that they're probably not the right person for you. And you probably say the same thing, Clarissa, like, you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
The right people will be there to support you. So don't be discouraged by any negative feedback or that kind of feedback when you see that someone's disconnected from you.
And it happens all the time in social media land that people like what you're doing, or you say, Cullen, they're going to disconnect, and sometimes that's for good reason. I think if we spend too much time in that headspace, it's going to have a whole lot of challenges.
Any
final questions for Cullen before we let him go on LinkedIn?
Nothing else coming through. Cullen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It was an absolute pleasure to be here.